What's up, everybody? How's it going? How's it going? Damn. Came out of nowhere. Why is it that when I hit mute, it doesn't mute? Maybe it mutes for you guys, but not for me. Very weird. Anyway, how's it going, guys? It looks like, oh, you know what? OBS changed. Here, look at this. OBS changed a lot of stuff in this new update, so now you have a monitor and an output mute right here. Interesting. Huh. Good to know. Good to know. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Good, I hope. I hope. It's kind of weird. My chat is like ending. I made it super cool. I'll get to the news here in a minute. Right now, I'm like, I did so much with it. It still didn't work. 1500 maybe? No. I made it even lower. Okay, whatever. Oh, you know what? I know what's going on. That's all right. I'm going to make it fucking massive. There. There's chat. There we go. I love it. How you guys doing? Good, I hope. Just do the show from over here for the rest of the day. So there are some things that I can't wait to talk about. I'm sure you guys are on the edges of your gamer chairs. So yeah, we've got 3 stories to cover. 3 really, one of them hasn't been covered in English yet, which is really cool. Will found it, and I honestly can't believe what I'm reading. So we got 3 stories to cover. One of them is more of a rant because I found another person getting totally screwed by the copyright system. So I'm just gonna do that one real quick, and then we're gonna get to the other 2 that will probably affect a lot of channels. A lot. But in a good way, right? Our strategies for certain things may have to change. And so I will cover that here in a moment. Well, not in a moment, but like here in 20 minutes or whatever. And after I get through these stories, then I'm going to do the VIP reviews and stuff like that. Cool? Because we got shorts reviews today. But depending on how full that form is, I could do any types of reviews the VIPs want. Cool. Let me make sure this is all recording and good to go. Cool. All right, I'll leave that off for now. All right, so this first one is it's super annoying because we just got done talking about the Davey situation. So there's more copyright drama when it comes to YouTube. We just got done talking about that we just got done talking about that Davey 504 situation where he was copyright claimed for silence, literally playing nothing because it was a joke. He said, I'm going to play The Sound of Silence, like the song, and he said that out loud, and then he held his bass and he played nothing, and he still got a copyright claim. So here is another situation, which I think, I don't know if it's worse or not, but I have a very similar situation to the guy you're about to see, and everything that I heard him say, it just pissed me off. And the last time I saw it was at 7,000 views. It's got 153,000 views now. I mean, I'm not the only one that got pissed off. A lot of people are pissed off about this. And, of course, I left my comment somewhere in the sea of thousands of comments that this guy has. But I want to play a little bit of this for you so you can kind of hear his story, and then I'm going to jump into it. I'm going to jump into my side so you can kind of see I'm going to jump into my side of the story so you can kind of see what it looks like on a deeper level, because we can't really see his analytics and stuff like that. So this guy is getting screwed by YouTube's copyright too. We'll put it at that. All right, let's play it.
Last week I found someone stealing my footage, not just using it, stealing it, and passing it off as their own. And when I fought back, I uncovered something way bigger.
One second. You guys can hear that, right? I just want to make sure. Let me know. I'm going to turn off this music on my end just to be safe.
Last week I found someone stealing my footage, not just using it, stealing it, and passing it off as their own. And when I fought back, I uncovered something way bigger. A coordinated network of AI channels systematically ripping off creators, and they're using fake lawyers to cover their tracks.
This was a detail I didn't know in the last video, okay? He said fake lawyers. Remember how I said the guy used ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever to whip up that counterclaim? Well, now I've learned a lot more.
I was scrolling through YouTube when I saw a Colorado video with a thumbnail that was clearly fake. Curious, I click on it. Video seemed fine, real footage, a convincing AI voiceover, professional editing. But as I watched, I recognized something. My footage. My 3-day backpacking trip into Southwest Colorado, scattered through this video like they filmed it themselves. How could they? So I filed a copyright strike. Should have been the end of it, but that's when things got weird. I started to look through their videos. First, I noticed a small tag in their description, something that happens only if the video has realistic AI images, which means somewhere in the video there might be AI footage passing off as real, or maybe it was the AI voiceover.
That rule is gonna probably change. That is the next story we're gonna cover. But yeah, he said it's there because it covers, or it's there because there's realistic AI imagery in there. Yeah, I believe that's gonna expand, but we'll get into that later.
I was also able to tell that they never stepped foot in the state of Colorado, because they said the mountains in my footage was from the north, when it was actually filmed in the Southwest.
Fucking idiots.
I expected there to be a bunch of negative comments about this being AI slop, but what I found was a ton of positive comments. So I started clicking on these profiles and noticed that a good chunk of the positive comments,
like, you guys already know the story. They're not human comments, right? They're just like all of these AI channels like pumping each other up, right? I just went through a bunch of my comments on the most popular video on the channel, and it is just a sea of, well, we're gonna get there, small creators. Let's do this, small creators. I thought I blocked them all, but no, they just keep on coming. I mean, it was just one after the other. At some point, I thought maybe I'm hiding too many people, and YouTube's gonna think I'm doing something fucked up.
were by people who are making the same exact videos as this channel. They had the same type of thumbnail, and in some cases, the same thumbnail. Videos were made about similar areas, and with the same style, just a different accent.
These rocks started as sand.
They all had positive comments from each other, boosting each other up, like they were part of the same organization. I got an email, the video was removed. Success. A day later, I get an email from Song Yong, not very good at Vietnamese. Anyway, it was
he like gave up. Song Young. An
apology. They wanted me to take back the strike. See, a strike like that would not only remove their video, but it would hurt their channel.
By the way, if this ever happens to you, don't respond. Just leave the strike and just ignore them, right? They know what they did.
They lose the ability to monetize and live stream for 90 days. Kinda harsh.
I wish he knew. I wish he knew ahead of time. It's not harsh. You're like, all you're doing is preventing them from stealing more people's shit. They don't create anything themselves. Like, this is not...
About it, feeling bad. But this didn't seem like a person. It seemed like an organization spreading AI slop around YouTube. So I ignored it. A few days pass, and I get this email from YouTube, where they not only have a lawyer threaten me, but explain exactly how their organization works. They tell me the sites where they get their footage from, where the AI voice is made, what program they use to edit it, even the different teams and organizations of it, including the name of the media group, sanogroup.tv. There it is, a big soulless organization, fighting one man with a YouTube channel. They claim fair use for a small amount of footage being used. True, it was only about 15 seconds out of 30 minutes. I wouldn't say this is fair because they clearly used it like they owned it. And this was some of my favorite footage. It was not easy to get. I hiked 3 days with all my camera gear to capture these shots. It seemed like so much work for someone just to take it and use it on their own. Anyhow, after reading the letter from their lawyer sent through YouTube, I see I have to start a legal action just to prevent them from using my footage. Lawyers cost a lot of money, maybe more than my footage is worth, so I start to look for a lawyer. And as I was doing so, I noticed some stuff in their email. Their lawyer has 2 phone numbers that are exactly the same, and with a different area code from the address. Weird. I call it. It's a dead line.
Could have fucking
I
called
look at
that.
the address. It's a residential address. And using the local GIS, I find out the names do not match the names of the lawyer. I go to the Oregon State Bar Directory. No match for the name. In fact, nothing on Google shows me the name connected to a lawyer. They played me.
Yeah.
They had an AI make a legal letter to send to YouTube so that they could remonetize the channel. No
Okay, 1 second. Give me a sec, guys. Weird. Okay. Sorry. Just gonna have to turn off chat for a bit.
surprise there, I guess. The email they used to get a hold of me was a .job@gmail, which is a type of an email that is commonly used for job recruitment scams. Not saying that's what they do now or in the past, but it's a weird coincidence. So I respond to YouTube, why should I provide evidence when the original letter is fake, with a fake lawyer and fake contact info? The response is that I need to have evidence of a lawsuit in order to prevent them from using my footage. So you're saying I can make a 30-minute video and take a small amount of footage.
Right. So let me back up a little bit. Sorry, I got distracted.
Deadline. I look up the address. It's a residential address. And using the local GIS, I find out the names do not match the names of the lawyer. I go
Right. So a lot of you kind of know my backstory on this, but the dude, he does a deep dive into the letters that they sent, which is exactly what I did. I did a deep dive into the copyright claims that my guy sent. All right. So just anybody that doesn't know this story, just to back you up, or just to catch you up, in my Hey John Scott channel, there's this earn tab right there, and or no, wait, hold on. Yeah, in my Hey John Scott channel, there's this content detection tab. God damn. And in that, YouTube told me that there were videos that were being stolen from me. 100% of your videos being used by this channel. And so I went and I found the channel, and it was this guy, Ralph Mind. And so I scrolled down and I scrolled through all this person's stolen content until I found myself, and there I was. I mean, you got to go way down because he stopped after I started filing, but I'm still there, right? The reason I'm still there is because I lost, and I lost 18 times. I lost 18 claims because he counterclaimed with a fake, counterclaimed with a fake address. And so when I'm like, hey, that address isn't real, even if I wanted to get an attorney, there's nothing I couldn't send it anywhere. And YouTube said, yeah, we'll get one anyway and prove that you sent something. It's my face, like, it's clear, like, none of it, it doesn't make sense. None of it is, I don't know. I don't get it. I had a really long rant in the last video I did, but it's clearly not transformative. All the dude did was he just put a different language over it. He muted my audio and he changed the language, and he like blurred out my subtitles because I guess he can't fucking create anything himself. And so, yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. I looked into the claim that they sent, and it was totally like AI wrote the entire counterclaim. I want to show you what it looks like. Yeah, here you can see that it's like it's clearly him, or it's clearly AI because it's got these little emojis. You think a lawyer, like an attorney, would throw in those emojis? Like every just random bolding, all of this stuff. It's ridiculous. I don't want to show too much of it because whatever, but yeah, it's ridiculous. So this guy is getting totally screwed in the exact same way that I did, except he decided to talk to him a little bit. I feel bad that he even gave them a chance because these people, they don't do anything. And so yeah, anyway, basically his content was stolen, and it was a tiny little piece of a bunch of other stolen content. There's no way these people went out and filmed their own shit. Like, no, sloppers don't do that. They make slop. That's all they do. And when YouTube finally gets rid of the incentive, yeah, they maybe they'll go the fuck away. Anyway, yeah. So this guy is Colorado Guide, and I caught them stealing my footage, and then found a massive AI operation. I really wish he hadn't put that M dash in there because there's like a touch of irony, but that's not how it would put it there anyway. Like, it would at least have a space. So I think you just did that. But anyway, yeah, I want to get into the more AI news type of thing because this is like just a perfect segue. 1 second here. Now that chat is working again. Yeah, he didn't even hide it, man. It's ridiculous. And he did it 18 times, and the counter notification was just, John doesn't own comedy, right? Even though I wrote the stories, I wrote the script, like, it's just, John doesn't own that joke. That's kind of what their fight was. And I covered it a lot more in the other video. But yeah, this dude sucks. And so Maya and Dexter, what would you say here? I'm sure Mr. Beast has his own legal team who focuses on just that. He does. And I know for a fact that this is how that works because Alex Hormozi actually put out a video about it. He said, half of your money goes to creating content and building up your brand, and then the other half is dedicated to defending it from everybody that wants to steal your shit. Because there are so many fake Alex Hormozis out there that are trying to push this course or whatever, just making money off of his IP, that you have to have a dedicated group of people and attorneys to just like continually send out these claims or whatever. So like if you start to see even a little bit of success on YouTube, then you get a taste of what it's like to be famous, right? Just like these little pieces of shit that we're dealing with right now, that doesn't go away. It only gets like a billion times worse as you grow. But anyway, I mean, right now, you bringing that up made me realize I'm complaining about the most insignificant shit compared to somebody like Alex Hormozi who's dealing with it constantly. But yeah, it just sucks, man, because this guy, he really did go out there, he really filmed that shit, and then somebody just rips it and claims it's fair use. Speaking of fair use, let's move on to the next story. This one's really, really good. So, I think what I'm going to title this is, hold on. Oh yeah, I'm in the right spot. So, I think what I'm going to title this, man, none of my buttons are working today, is Faceless doesn't mean anonymous anymore. Or supposedly, apparently, Faceless doesn't mean anonymous anymore. Because after a recent federal court case, YouTube might have to turn over the identities of a couple, let's call it recap channels. Now, what I'm going to cover here is going to make people ask a lot of questions. Like, how is this going to affect my channel? That sort of thing. I've got a list here. One second. I got a list, a big old list. Man, I had a list. Now I don't have that list. Shit. Sorry. Doesn't matter. Anyway. So, yeah, this is, maybe these people wouldn't be considered slop, but I would consider them slop. So here's the deal. Here's what happened. This is the story that really isn't covered a whole lot in English. This is like the only one that, that was really hit. Man, I got the story right here. I didn't organize it whatsoever because I just wanted to get started. But yeah, so let's see here. Judge Thompson drew a clean line describing and narrating what happens on screen is not fair use. So all the things that I bitch about when it comes to commentary channels, they're not commentating, they're narrating, right? I always say that. You're not doing commentary. You're just telling people what happens on screen. They could already see that. That doesn't transform the content. Therefore, it's not transformative. Well, some channels take that to the extreme and they do recaps of anime, right? That's kind of where this all starts. Now, there are movie channels out there that do movie recaps. They're next on the list, all right? So, let me just read this to you. I'm going to put it on screen. California federal court has ordered YouTube to unmask 3 popular South Korean creators of anime recap channels. The creators filed a motion to quash the DMCA subpoena. Okay, so here's the difference here. They filed a subpoena because they had already filed a takedown and lost through the whole YouTube system, right? So they said, hey, that's ours. They can't do that. And then YouTube, they said, hey, that's ours. They can't do that. And then the people countered it and said, hey, it's fair use. And then YouTube did the thing, right? YouTube said, well, we don't. You might want to get an attorney because that's what it does to everybody. And so they said, okay. And so they filed a subpoena, and that doesn't work the same way. Okay. So when a subpoena is filed, and I have this written down because I'm not like great at knowing the law, but when a subpoena is filed, that's when it like skips all the bullshit. Okay, so let me go down to the next important part. they defended. Okay, so here's the deal. The 3 channels, basically what they do is they recap anime. So, Japanese publishing giant Kadokawa is known for responding aggressively to copyright infringers, including creators who share narrated recaps of its content on YouTube. And that was their defense. We were just narrating it, right? Well, the court decided that's not fair use, right? And so they needed their identities. So in January, they tried to unmask 3 YouTubers, each with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, through a U.S. federal court. The company requested a DMCA subpoena compelling YouTube to expose their identifying info. These subpoenas are often a mere formality and only need a signature to be issued. However, YouTube could not just simply hand over it because they filed a motion to quash. And I looked into it. These motions to quash, they're not very successful. At least that's what I'm seeing. So, man, the research I did into this showed so many very risque thumbnails. So they are saying that I only used 5 to 15% of the footage. That was one of their arguments. I only used 5 to 15% of the footage, and that lost. The court was like, yeah, whatever. Percentages don't save you in this case. Then they said with the defense, then they had the defense, it's free promotion. I'm sending them viewers. You're sending the anime viewers, right? That's, I guess, I don't understand that sentiment when it comes to recap channels. People jump on recap channels so they don't go and watch the full thing, or they've already watched the thing. So like, I really don't know what you're doing here. And then their third defense was I won the counter notification, but that doesn't mean anything when you file a subpoena. Like it doesn't care. So let's see here. The 2022 subpoena to YouTube demanded names, addresses, emails, phone numbers, 6 months of IP access logs, and credit card / bank account info. YouTube doesn't fight these for you. Your only move is to... Oh yeah, YouTube doesn't fight this for you, so your only move is a motion to quash. And fair use motions are now 0 to 2 in this court, in this particular instance. So it's not looking great for these guys. Let's see here. There's more. YouTube's reuse content policy already lists as not allowed clips of moments from your favorite show edited together with little or no narrative. Content that exclusively features readings of other materials you did not originally create. So all those book reading, like if you don't own the book and you read a book on YouTube, yeah, not cool. And now the courts add, even if you clear YouTube partner rules, right? The YouTube partner program, the rights holder can unmask and sue you. Demonetizing was the ceiling of risks. Demonetization was the ceiling of risk. Now it's the floor. Okay, so that makes sense. So yeah, they fought saying, hey, YouTube said it was okay. YouTube said it was fine, but that doesn't really have a bearing in court, right? Especially when somebody files a subpoena. So yeah, a lot of these channels are doing, they'll take a full anime episode and then they'll recap it in like 5 minutes. I know I've seen a lot of these movie recap channels, and like I feel like they're next. I mean, this isn't in America yet, but I feel like once this really goes down, it's going to be a problem. And so yeah, that was the whole anime unmasking situation. In April, the case took an unusual procedural turn when Judge Thompson ordered both sides to submit supplemental briefings specifically on fair use. That's rare. Okay. I'm trying to think of anything else that was like there's not a full decision yet. I don't think. Maybe there is. Hold on. The U.S. case. Sorry, let me stop. I'm really interested in this. The man received a suspended 18-month prison sentence and a 1 million yen fine. Hold up. The ruling on the DMCA subpoena is not a full review on the merits, but it shows that YouTube's popular narration and commentary genre is not considered fair use by definition. Okay, there. That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying. Like, you are taking something from somebody else, and you're just... People are doing it to IPs, right? You do it to an IP, you get your ass kicked, right? In this case, they did it to an anime, they got their ass kicked. But then you do it to a movie, get your ass kicked. But like, what does that say for creators that can't defend their own IP, right? If somebody takes yours, like if those slop creators, right, they say, hey, go and steal this person's TikTok and then have AI rewrite the whatever got said, whatever the voiceover was, and that makes it original, right? They'll say that. And so I just wonder if this is going to set a precedent for that kind of bullshit. I really hope so, honestly. But when it comes to AI generated voiceover or AI written voiceover, I don't think that that's going to be much of a problem come 2027, which we'll get into. The case is not over yet, as the 3 YouTubers have filed a notice of appeal at the 9th Circuit, which is yet to get underway. So this is still going on, but there was one that was in the mix of this that he was running a monetized website with the plot summaries of the anime and films, and that was the guy that received a 18-month prison sentence and a 1 million yen fine. They really don't fuck around with copyright in Japan. So yeah, that's kind of everything. I just want to make sure I got it all because I found it really, really interesting. There was a precedent behind the precedent. That's interesting. February 2026, Barnes versus YouTube, a channel, Evil Streets TV, narrating chapters of a book, one per video. They tried to quash, and it got denied. They tried to quash the subpoena, and it got denied. Basically, what could happen with these guys. Thompson cites it directly as the same defense. So, yeah, it got denied, and I don't know what happened to that guy. YouTube got itself dismissed from Barnes' lawsuit entirely. This YouTuber is left holding the bag alone. Okay. Man, it's a messy area, but I just kind of wanted to bring it up because like all of these movie recap channels, like I've watched them before. I've watched them not even thinking about it. I mean, half of me thinks that these movies kind of put out a lot of their own clips and promo and stuff like that to get people to go watch the full thing. But it wouldn't really make sense to do a recap video that wouldn't promote. Yeah, you know what I mean? I guess I never really thought about it until this. So if you read a book on YouTube, you can get slapped. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do that. I mean, you're essentially stealing an audiobook, but with your own voice, I guess. You know what I mean? Man, what is going on with my chat today? It is like so glitchy. So glitchy. I'm gonna keep an eye on this because this really hasn't broken yet. I just found it like super interesting that the subpoena allowed them to overtake. Like sometimes it feels like YouTube's law is the law for us, but it's not. And so the subpoena, they were like, oh shit, we have like. I think we might have to give up these people's identities because this got real serious. So it's interesting to see what happens when the law takes that thing that we all avoid doing, right? Because we can't afford an attorney to claim somebody stole our shit for that 30,000 views. Like, it's shitty to us, but for an IP, it's pretty serious. And those guys were getting hundreds of thousands of views. So like, who the fuck knows? But their defense of, promotion and we're sending them traffic, and that's fucking, come on, you're crazy. But basically the big headline there was they were narrating what was happening in the story. They weren't offering an opinion or a critique or a parody, which is what fair use covers. They were just saying, hey, here's exactly what happens in the anime, so you don't have to go watch it, right? That's a problem. And it happened in Japan, which is a much bigger problem. So I didn't know, but there's a lot of, I haven't seen them. I haven't seen these slop gurus saying, hey, here's how to go like make a bunch of money on YouTube recapping this show, right? I haven't seen much of that. And maybe we haven't seen much of it. Maybe I haven't seen much of it because of my algorithm, or maybe it's just not as popular in our language. I don't know. Maybe you guys know. When I see movie recaps like Marvel, it's always with a shitload of added insights and theories, and like it's always transformative when I see it. You have to register with the Copyright Office, $50 to have any legal standing. You have legal standing as soon as you post. I guess it depends on like what level you're talking about. Yeah. Ben got all his information stolen by BAM, his emails and Google stolen some random account. Oh, I guess you're talking about the brick situation. Does transformative commentary really add that much legal protection? Yeah, it does. But the thing is, it's like, it's one of those you know it when you see it kind of thing. It's very easy for people to misunderstand what transformative actually means. But yeah, like the big legal case that this kind of stems from that I remember is Weird Al. I think it was Weird Al. It comes from parody, right? Where when you do the same song, but you do like a funny version of it, that's protected. That's kind of where it comes from. And so that's what I think anyway. And so I think the line there is you can't use their stems, you can't use their recorded music to do your parody if you like want to make money off of it. But yeah, Weird Al doesn't anyway. He re-records the whole thing and does his own version. So yeah, it's totally protected. And I think on YouTube, commentary is like really, really gray. It's a real terrible gray area. But it's like, the way I look at it is, if you've taken something that's in your head and put it into your script, this thought, this opinion, this, I don't know, like if you connected two dots in your head and then you put it into the script, it's now become somewhat transformative. Keep doing that, and then you'll end up just being a content creator. But it's so bad. It is so bad how people are just like, you know what, I'm just gonna say this man found this dog trapped in a hole, and so he went to his friends and got a shovel, and they started digging around the hole and started piling in bricks to get the dog out. As you can see here, like, dude, we know, we can fucking see it. It's very clear. And honestly, the first voiceover that did it, they probably fucking did it fine, you know? It's just ridiculous. Everybody that does that shit, they know what they're doing. They know that they're not creating anything. Okay. So, this next story is a little more prepared. So the AI watermark, there's been some serious stuff going on in the UK. No, in Europe in general. So a lot of people have been talking about these AI watermarks that are getting, that Claude is inserting into its text. So here's how it goes. All right. When things get watermarked, when AI gets watermarked, it's pretty obvious. Like on Google Images, Gemini will generate the little star at the bottom. Here, let me just... On Google Images, Gemini will generate the little star at the bottom, that sort of thing. But Gemini also does synth ID. So it's something that we can't really see, but if you put it into Google and say, hey, was this made by AI? It can see. It's like this magic visual thing that robots can see. I don't know. But yeah, synth ID is there. When it comes to ChatGPT, I can't remember what the watermark is there, but they tried something with text for a while that if you put it in like regular text, you could see the mark and you could delete it pretty easy. But over the last year, the labeling of AI has become more and more serious, and it got super serious at the beginning of August when they passed a law that Claude has to label, or they have to, hold on, let me see. They have to label their, they have to watermark their text. And the way that Claude does it is by the words that it chooses. It doesn't put some sort of like secret thing in there that we can't see. It's just the token, it's exactly what it writes. And so I think it's kind of funny because the stuff that we get so used to when we hear people talk and it's clearly like when we hear people deliver lines on YouTube and they've clearly been written by AI, just this like instinct that you have, I really think that we're just going to kind of know that feeling that we have, that's what Google will now be able to see. Because I think the repetition of certain words, I think that's really what we're feeling, what we're noticing. But here's the crazy part, but here's the part that no one talks about. Like those kinds of things, it's very obvious that it's been written by AI. And so basically, let me just read it verbatim here. The EU, the Europe AI Act, Article 50 plus California SB 942 both went live. Every big AI generator now has to embed an invisible machine-readable watermark, synth ID, C2PA, whatever that is, and what it makes. So yeah, August 11th, Anthropic started watermarking Claude text. And users freaked out. They started canceling their subscriptions, got removed, tools got removed off GitHub, all that stuff. And so people are freaking out. Like, so many websites just write AI articles. And so I guess they think that when people see that a human didn't write it, they're going to lose credibility. I really don't know. The AI detectors up to this point have been pretty fucking terrible. I've put complete human... I've put a complete, like, the scripts that I write, I've put them into AI, and they're like, yeah, this is like 90% AI. And I'm like, interesting. I didn't know that about myself. And so, yeah, they're really, really bad. So the question here is, like, how is this going to affect YouTube? Let me read you a couple more things that happened. August 14th, Google let people turn off the visible watermark on Nano Banana, the image generation. I didn't know that. If I ever used it to like sharpen something up, it's so easy to like select and remove. I guess they just realize like people remove it anyway. Why the fuck is it there? But they are keeping synth ID. And now, when it comes to YouTube, let's talk about how that's going to affect things. So YouTube was kind of already ahead. That's because you pasted everything in the drum. Okay. YouTube has already been kind of ahead on the labeling of AI. So like legally, they're in fine standing, I guess. They have gone out of their way to implement a button that people label their own AI, and now I think it's gone, or it will be gone soon. It'll just know, right? I've always had the theory that Gemini could know if what I was saying came from it, because it is it. It knows the next token. It knows the next word it's going to predict. And so if I'm saying the exact words that it would predict and it would write, it knows that my script was written by AI. That was always a theory of mine. Now this is exactly what Claude is doing. It's kind of funny. But yeah, so it's not just this magic thing I came up with. Apparently it's totally doable, because it can recognize when shit, like it can recognize what AI would write, or an AI similar to it would write. And so YouTube has always said AI doesn't really, like, the use of AI doesn't quite affect the push of the content, or if it's monetizable or not. If it's AI slop, if it's a content farm or something like that, then yeah, it's going to be a problem. It's not going to make money. And so they're kind of leaving it up to the sloppers to decide whether they want to complain about it or they want to make real content. I honestly don't think a whole lot is going to change on the YouTube end, except for AI voice detection. I really don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't think that YouTube cares, honestly. I think it will maybe start labeling it more, because come January 1st, there's going to be a bigger push to label things that are AI generated. Like they're going to want to make it louder. They're going to want to make it a much bigger deal. Sorry, one sec. My headphones turned off. They're going to want to make it more obvious when things are AI labeled, or when things are made with AI. And that's just what the law is going to push people to do. So I've seen a lot of people on LinkedIn freaked out. Some of them coping really, really hard, saying it's not going to affect anything. Nobody's going to care, blah, blah, blah. So here's what I think. Also, just a little caveat in here, and I think I brought it up somewhere. One sec. It was actually in one of these articles that I was looking at. and I totally forgot about it. Well, fuck it. I wrote it down. So Spotify made they're making a big change to label AI personas, right? They're not necessarily labeling AI music itself, but like music made by an AI band, sort of. But on top of that, they're also like not pushing it into people's playlists like they were before. And so, what does that say about what does it say? I thought that there were millions of people enjoying all this AI music and loving it, and it was making everybody money, right? So what happened? What, like, is it just because the law said don't do this anymore? Is that what's going on? I don't know. But clearly the law is involved. And so, what will happen with YouTube? I think, you know what? Actually, because come January, it's going to force YouTube to get like more serious about labeling AI. I still don't think it's going to affect a whole lot, but I've also been wrong about that stuff before. So here's what I'm thinking. If you go back into a couple of my videos before, I followed a tutorial from, what the hell's his name? Oh my God. I forgot his name. Damn it. He's like the only faceless guru that is honest and good. He's like the only one I even deal with, the one I like. I don't know. I messaged him recently. Let me just look at my Discord. I chat with him recently. Romero. So, yeah, Romero put out this video talking about like AI SEO, right? AI, when people ask ChatGPT a question, it goes looking for an answer, and it typically searches YouTube as a part of that answer. And if you cater your description and make it super descriptive, then you have a better chance of showing up for whatever, some people call it geo or whatever, AI SEO. You have a better chance of being the answer, right? And so Romero had this idea, like if you pack your description as much as you can with all the valuable information, then it might help. And so there was like a prompt that he gave. And so I tried it out, and then I went through it and I changed all the stuff, but like it gave me a template to work off of, like all the tips that I had in the video, and then I wrote it, right? But I still packed it full of a bunch of shit. I'm not really gonna do that. I only did that like twice, and I'm like, I didn't really see much of a benefit. I also probably did it wrong. I've never been super happy with just letting AI write something for me. So I probably fucked it up anyway. But when it comes to even descriptions and stuff like that, I probably won't ever take a word or anything verbatim that AI gives me research-wise and say it on camera or write it down. And I'm not saying that YouTube is gonna like punish those who do. I'm just saying I'm not fucking with it. I'm not even taking a chance, because like, why would I? I clearly can do it without, so why would I fuck that up, right? I think AI is fine as a tool, but when it starts replacing the parts that people are coming to you for, that's when it becomes an issue. And I think with these laws getting instated, I think it's going to become less and less of an issue, and I think that's good news. Yeah, so I think that's good news. Yeah, that's my take. That's my take, I guess. That's really it, man. That's just like a lot of news. I saw a lot of people asking how the new AI laws are going to affect YouTube and that sort of thing. And so I thought it's worth talking about. But yeah, that fucking, one sec. Thought I heard a siren. Yeah, that whole, that court case, right? The court rejects the fair use claim. Man, that's crazy. You know what? I'm going to stick that in the description, this right here. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Narration and summary are not fair use. In an order issued on July 17th, Judge Thompson denied the motion to quash. That is so fucking crazy. Unlike criticizing, parroting, or otherwise altering copyrighted work, Movant's treatments of petitioner's work is not the sort of creative and transformative use of a copyrighted work that the law permits. Take note, sloppers. Take note. You're next. Awesome. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put all the stuff in here that I got. So we're coming up on 3 o'clock. I'm gonna get something to drink real quick, and then we're gonna get into the reviews. Okay, BRB. Okay. It's so annoying. Okay, so, real quick, let me get back to this, back to the chat. I didn't fully understand it. Something like they counted views as soon as they start playing now. Yeah, so let's jump onto that real quick. I'm gonna bring up Kim Persky's post. All right, let's look in here. For those that don't know, we have a free Discord. It's worth joining. It is called discord.gg/John Scott, which is my name. But I don't know where Kim Persky. There it is. Okay, so it's Team YouTube. Starting 8:24, views will count the moment a video begins to play with no minimum watch time across all formats, VOD, Shorts, and Live. We're standardizing views to reflect creators' true exposure across YouTube, making it easier to show their value to brand partners. What? I don't. How does that make it? How does that show more value? I don't understand what that means. This update won't impact creator earnings or YouTube partner. Like, the only... Okay, let's back up real quick. Let me think about this. So, before, viewers would have to watch a little bit. They'd have to be a little bit interested in the content for the view to count, right? Am I missing something? That's what it was. So that shows value. That shows true value. But now, even if somebody slightly scrolls over your video, just giving it like half a second, that counts, and now that shows value? That makes no sense. Okay, let me look at Renee's video, because like, dude, I'm kind of with, I hate to throw Brian Johnson into like a bubble with me, especially if I say something wrong, but I'm with him when he says that YouTube has a terrible way about explaining. I feel like I'm being talked down to be honest with you, but let's that's good. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a good or bad change, just a weird change. Yeah, except it's not even about that. It's about their explanation. It makes no sense to me. Honestly, we're all gonna have more views, whatever. It didn't matter. It didn't matter when they did this with shorts. Like, it just, like, I don't know. It just, stop changing shit. God. Okay, so where am I going? Twitter. I'm going to Twitter. By the way, I put out a little contest. Well, not really a contest, but a little challenge. I've got money. No, thank you. It's going to be called Engaged Views from now on. Oh, thank you, Richard. I didn't get a chance to read it. But an update to how we count public views across YouTube. Hey everyone, last year we updated how we count public views for shorts. Okay, so it's going to be the same as shorts. I figured that's what it was, but I don't understand how it... Let me just keep reading. Let me just keep reading. Okay, now we're aligning all other video formats to the same standard for consistency across the platform. That makes sense. Okay, that I get. But to show true value, that doesn't make sense to me. Okay. A view will be counted the moment a video begins to play. M dash for the very first frame. From the very first frame. M dash from the very first frame. This standard will now apply globally across all formats. Historically, we've used multiple view counting systems across different formats. However, we've heard that creators want to eliminate this metric confusion and accurately understand their true exposure, which is why we're making this update. I feel like that's not... Okay. Whatever. Impact on YouTube analytics and performance metrics. We'll keep the original view metric called engaged views. So yeah, it's the same as shorts. I feel bad for those that haven't made shorts because they're like, what? Like, they're way behind. Impact on monetization. This change will not impact creators' earnings or how they become eligible for the YouTube Partner Program. Creator earnings will continue to be based on engaged shorts views and engaged watch hours, which you can view. Oh. So, now I get it. Qualified watch hours. All right. There's no, yeah, it's no longer watch hours, it's qualified watch hours. There's no change in YouTube Partner Program eligibility. YPP entry requirements will also now be referred to as qualified shorts views and now qualified watch hours for the long forms. Previously valid, public shorts views invalid. Okay. From 8/24 onwards, you'll start to see the new metric applied wherever views are shown on YouTube. We hope that having this metric parity across all platforms gives creators a clearer picture of their overall exposure and makes it easier to confidently express their true scale and value to brand partners and sponsors. I still don't like that. The only way that makes sense is if you're hoping to mislead them. Like, hey, here's all these views that we got. Most of those people don't watch us, but here's all the views that YouTube showed us, right? Here's all the times we got showed in front of people. Oh, don't worry about engaged views. No, here's all the times we got showed in front of people. It sounds so dumb when you make it seem like a valuable thing. Like, it sounds so dumb. Anyway. Okay, cool. Is this what 8,000 engaged view hours meant? Yeah, it does now. I mean, it was like qualified watch hours or whatever, valid watch hours. But, yeah. You'll still earn on engaged views. Yeah, honestly, it's like not much changes there, so it's fine. At least that's my understanding. Not much changes there. It just doesn't make sense. The value thing is all I'm saying. Like, I don't get it. Wait, so you need qualified watch hours and double the views? Double the views. No, I think you're missing something. The views thing doesn't apply to long form. This isn't even about long form. Or this isn't even about short form. But what's with the Faceless channel? Dude, like, we covered it. Just go back. we covered it a little while ago. It's about a court case. Oh my God, these are good. Okay, so I put this thing out. I'd like you guys to check it out. Redesign the YouTube logo and submit it on this. Follow me on Twitter. I never ask people to do that, but I want to start doing more of this stuff. So it would be cool if you followed at HeyJohnScott on Twitter, so I could do these more of these challenges. Because I'm gonna do a video showing all these, and I want to have a bunch of them. Yeah. So this will just make it look like you have more views than you actually get. That's exactly what it'll look like. It's exactly what it'll look like with shorts. So I don't get the brand value thing. Like, hey, look at all these views I get. Oh, cool. They don't accurately represent how long people watch whatsoever, but look at all the pretty views. You know what I mean? Like, am I crazy here? This sounds crazy to me. It's not the fact that the change happened. It's not the fact that it doesn't mean anything. It's just the way that it's pitched. It makes no sense to me. You should do these challenges on Discord. It will be. I just did not announce it yet. Yep. So what we'll do is we'll make a little channel that everybody can submit. Hey, thanks, Will. That was smart. Everybody, click right there on the screen. That'll definitely take you there. Oh, you paused it. Okay. Yeah, I was confused. Double watch hours and views. So if you want to get monetized via long form, you need 8,000 qualified watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. If you want to get monetized via short form, you need 20 million views. Qualified. Within 90 days. Yes, something like that. Or 10 million. No, 20 million. You got to keep it above 10 million every 90 days to continue making money. Yeah, it sucks, man. It's very confusing. Like, reading this, I understand, right? Them saying this is all confusing, so we're like making it the same as shorts. That I totally get. It was the tweet that got me. I'm like, what? Like, dude, it's exactly what Brian said. You stop saying shit like you're doing us a favor. Seriously, like it makes my nose itchy. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Makes no dollars. Makes no sense. Hey, you changed your name. It might make the viewers positively biased to watch some interesting point, since people prefer to watch things that have more views usually. Yeah, I could see that, especially because you will get more views as you get more impressions, but you get more impressions with performance. So, like, maybe it'll take... It's a good point. It'll take smaller creators further, faster when it comes to watch bias. I don't know, maybe that's what we'll call it. The view bias, whatever. But yeah, so it might take smaller creators that deserve to grow fast. It might make them grow faster because of that. Yeah, so imagine that you made a really badass video and, hold on, I'm going to take this off screen because I'll end up zooming in. But imagine that you make a really, really badass video and it gives you 10 impressions. And 5 of those people really stay to watch the whole thing. Then it's going to give you more impressions because of your watch time. The more of those impressions you get, you'll get way more views because of how many people are hovering over the video. So that's like a theory on how small creators could grow super, super fast if they deserve it, right? Yeah, just, I mean, all of the metrics kind of work together, so it is what it is. It is what it is. They said they were going to pay YouTubers more, but only people who will get paid more benefit. Yes. Mr. Beast, Smosh, other established channels. Well, I mean, it has nothing to do with those two. It's just people that get paid. Like, yeah, people that are monetized will make money. Yeah. And then people that aren't monetized, they won't make money. But YouTube says that there are other ways that they can make money. But I don't know anything about that because they haven't really said much about it. I agree with Ruby because YouTube says they want to promote small creators who make great content. Yeah, I could definitely see how it could work that way. Cool, cool, cool. Hey, thanks for bringing that up, whoever bought it. I thank you, Kampersky, for originally bringing it up. Okay, again, follow me on Twitter so we can do this challenge, and I'll put this in Discord as soon as I get done with the stream so people can participate there. But it's cooler if you do it on Twitter because then you help me grow. Bow, 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 bow. There it is. Oh yeah, let's transform this real quick. How important are community posts for small creators? I would recommend talking to Cat Mom about that. It basically, community posts are killer for certain niches. And so honestly, we try to do it a lot, and polls really, really help for people in the creative advice space. So it works a lot for certain niches, but then some other niches, it doesn't do much. So I would experiment with the types of community posts and just see like what kind of attention you get. If I was a cat channel, I'd be doing community posts every damn day. After seeing what happens with Cat Mom's channel, every day. Every day. Okay. Let's, dude, great point, Sever. I'm going to bring that up here in a minute. I wish I could star it without bringing it up. I'm just going to highlight it. Okay.
YouTube is moving to an exposure-based model for views across all formats, meaning a view will now be counted the moment a video begins to play from the very first frame. Hello Insiders, I'm Rene Ritchie, a longtime creator now working at YouTube, and here's what's up. Last year, YouTube moved to an exposure-based model for Shorts views. This year, starting August 24, YouTube will be expanding that model to long-form, podcasts, live streams, all formats. YouTube is doing this to ensure consistency across the platform, to make sure every moment of connection between creator and audience is captured, and so that there's no confusion or fragmentation about what a view actually.
Again, great choice. That seriously, that makes so much sense to me. It was the tweet that got me.
Means creators can use this updated, standardized count to better understand views across formats and to better communicate the full scale of audience impact to brand partners and sponsors. And viewers will know when they see a view count, it's all based on the same model from that first frame. All new videos uploaded after the changes on August 24, 2026 will show the updated first frame view count. All videos uploaded prior to the change will keep their existing view count up until the change. Historical view totals will not be updated retroactively, but following the change, new views on those videos will follow the updated first frame count. To compare performance more consistently before and after the change, creators can use the engaged views metric in YouTube Studio. And
Okay, I mean, that's cool.
engaged view means the viewer stayed to watch past the first frame and initial seconds. It's how all views were counted historically, which is why they're useful for historical comparisons. Engaged views will also remain the view metric used to qualify for Shorts ad and premium revenue sharing in the YouTube Partner Program and for monetization and revenue calculation across all videos. And yes, I totally understand some of this can sound complicated, but if you're already familiar with
It is like so not complicated. Especially if you've done shorts, like you're like, okay, I get it. Immediately you understand. And honestly, I do think it was a good idea. I just hated the tweet. I thought the tweet was dumb as shit. But I think unless there's something I'm missing, I'll talk to some friends later to see if there's something terrible behind the scenes. But it doesn't seem like that bad of a change to me. Like with YouTube's history, I think this one was a slam dunk. How does this not affect monetization if you have pre-roll ads? Did pre-roll ads count before and the view didn't? I think the view absolutely counted if you got a pre-roll ad. I think technically to get a pre-roll ad, you have to like be there for a second. You know what I mean? So I think it counted. But let me go back to Sever here. I feel this all ties to making better content for TV viewers and for creators to make more TV series content. I totally agree. Honestly, I really think that's where it is. TV viewers, is there more TV viewers over any other device these days? I think I think it depends on specific niche. Like for my niche, it's not more TV viewers, it's more desktop viewers. But honestly, as I transition to doing more of the content that I'm doing now, I think it will be more TV. Sorry, I was reading a comment. And so yeah, I think I told Brick Mayo I was going to talk about this today, but Darren covered a topic. Man, I think I watched it yesterday. Darren Strauss covered a topic, and it is like so obvious to me that most of the choices being made are for like extended viewing sessions. And so if there's a way to turn your content into a series of some sort, right now we have turned ours into like the show. The shows tab is going to be so much bigger than what it seems like right now. That's my theory, at least. We turned our YouTube Guru Reacts into like basically these live streams. When I cut them up, I'm just making that a show. Like, I want people to watch me on a TV. Any possible way you can get somebody to watch you on a TV, like, those are the good changes that YouTube wants right now. It sucks, especially if you make short form content, but that takes like different strategies, right? And especially if you're like solely focused on short form content, you can kill it, right? But just stay on short form if that's the case. Honestly, I forgot what my take was on the Darren Strauss video. I can't remember it now. The short soap zeros. I don't know. Don't know. Okay, let me back up real quick. For YouTube TV, you need to make episodic content, not series. I don't think you do. Oh yeah, episodic. I get what you're saying. Yeah, right now I'm doing episodes. It doesn't really... You don't have to watch one to watch the other. Like, I don't have to watch one Jax Films video to understand the next one. It's just like the same type of vibe. You know what I mean? He does creator bingo, and so a bunch of those, that's like a series, right? Anything that can fit together, and me reacting to shit seems to fit together. I want to do more types of shows though. All right, I've missed one comment, and then I'm gonna move on to views. Sorry for asking, but bro, I didn't understand what's with the recap channel. Aren't they transformative? No, they were decided legally they are not transformative because they're just recapping what already exists. You can't just take a movie and then say, here's what happened in the movie, so now you don't have to watch the movie. That's copyright infringement. If you take a movie and you say, here's my opinion on the movie, they should have done this, they should have done this. At this point, I think that connects to a previous one. That's transformative. That's adding an insight. That's the difference. Okay, so what the fuck was... Oh, VIP reviews. All right, let's do this. Doing shorts. Monday. Short form content. That was 8-10 was the last one. Monday. 1 second. 8-10. I don't know how many submitted. Oh, 8-12. There we go. All right. Command and Co. Right? Unless... Maybe I did this one on the long form Wednesday. If you're here, let me know. Break room. You know what? It'll be easier if I just like open one to see.
If I try to jump...
Okay, this one I definitely haven't. Let me go back to the other one real quick.
Here's how you watch today's solo.
I definitely did. Okay, I remember that one. All right, so moving on to... Okay, so we got 4 VIPs, and then we can do a little freestyle reviews. Talk about whatever. All right, this first one. I'm going to do it here and then paste this link to whatever. Cool. Okay. I saw somebody get banned. Always makes me smile.
If I try to jump around this wall, I die, which is weird. Until I remember this parkour is called a no jump parkour. And when you get to this wall, instead of jumping, you can just walk around it. However, this next wall is a solid block of honey, and it's way too thick to walk past. And when you try to walk past it anyways, you fall. So what do you do here? Well, even though a honey block looks as big as a normal block, honey blocks are 4
Okay, I'm in through the whole thing. I wanna know everything about this level. So this is really good. Let me see what you asked, because this is good. I've done this specific video structure. You know what? I can bring it on screen. I think it's okay. Let me just zoom in so everybody can see. There. I've done this specific video structure / concept twice, both being outliers and outperforming my other videos by a mile. I know it's due to being so broadly understandable in the 3-stage parkour with escalating difficulty giving great retention. Okay, you might be overthinking it, but let's see. But I simply struggled to expand this idea to other videos I could do. Repeating the same exact 3-stage structure would dude, you gave people something to be curious about, and then you didn't immediately give it away. Like, I want to know what's next in the level. That's it. It doesn't matter about 3 stages or anything like that. I just want to know what's next. Right? That's it. It could be fucking 6,000 stages. As long as it fits in a short, I'd be curious what the hardest next one is. And so honestly, that hook wasn't as strong as it could have been. Because you said, but then I remembered, and it's like, well, it could have been stronger. But yeah, I think you're overthinking it here. If I could know what I can take from this video and apply to other videos to get similar results, it would be very helpful. Let me break it down psychologically, okay? Like, I'm going to break down the hook. And the hook actually the first hook is that it looks like Mario to me. And I'm like, ooh, is this like a 3D Mario thing?
If I try to jump around this wall, I die.
Okay, so for Minecraft players, that is actually a pretty good hook, because why would you die, right? Why? That doesn't make sense. So I take the hook thing back. Yeah, because it does make sense for your target audience.
Which is weird. Until I remember this parkour is called a no jump parkour. And when you get to this wall, instead of jumping, you can just walk around it. However, this next wall is...
Yep, okay. So once I get to this point, I'm like, all right, he can walk around it. But then you get to this point. All right, so what's the difficulty here? And you're going to pass it, give me a little detail, but then you get to this point. And so all you're doing is re-hooking the entire time. So imagine that you have a series of questions. You have, the first is, how do you get around the thing? Okay. Now, the next question is, what's the next obstacle? All right. Then you show it. And then the next question is, how do I get over that obstacle? And then the next question is, what's the next one? Right. You keep doing that over and over. So it's not really about this style, parkour, stage, anything. All you're doing is just creating a question and then answering it and following it up immediately with another question. And that's how you do shorts. By the way, that is the secret. that's it. All shorts, open a question and then they answer. Let me pick a shitty one and let me break it down, like why it didn't work.
The snow golem is...
Sorry, one sec. It does that stupid shit.
The snow golem is probably the dumbest mob in the game. Have you ever spawned a snow golem before and then left it for a few minutes and it died? That's because...
So, opinion based, it's probably the dumbest in the game. It doesn't quite affect me as hard. Like, this, you're right, it doesn't have wide appeal. It only makes sense to Minecraft players. I would never stick around because I don't know what that is anyway. So it has less appeal, sure, but like, it's also opinion based, and so I don't think it's going to affect every player. Let me, like, sure, this thing is so stupid, but it gives a great weapon or something like that. And now I'm curious what the weapon is that could affect my gameplay. So I'm going to stick around to, like, you gave me something concrete to be curious about, but this guy just being dumb, not really a concrete hook. I guess I'm going to call the concrete hooks because, like, when you drop a noun in there, it always helps.
We've all heard of the Roblox game Natural Disasters, but did you know Minecraft has its own version? This is Hypixel's Disaster Mode, and it's...
So, yeah, it's the same thing. I've never heard of this, so it doesn't appeal widely. But to the Minecraft audience, maybe it appeals. We've all heard of this. I don't know. Like, this is one of those things where it's just topic. It's not super, super strong. How good are you at Minecraft?
If you can walk in a straight line, you're in the top 99% of Minecraft players. If you can do a water bucket clutch, you're in the top 81%. If you can clear a 4-block jump, you're in the top 75%. And a 2-block neo jump puts you in the top 68%. If you can get above the nether roof using the ladder and pro glitch, you're in the top 50%. If you've ever won a game of Bed Wars before,
Okay. I think that this should have been 2 different shorts. Like at some point I'm like, all right, I fucking get it. But it just keeps going and going and going. So people bail probably halfway through. I'd imagine that's probably where your big drop-off point is. That was just a little too long for how repetitive it gets. So, honestly, dude, you haven't done so much here. I would just keep experimenting and finding different, different formats. I really think this is good, though. Like, you're good at your delivery, your presentation. Like, I always know where to look. It's not confusing. There's not too much shit on the screen. It's very good. And honestly, that puts you in the 1% of Minecraft creators or Roblox or any like kid game creators, because typically it's just screaming and fucking chaos. And you have a real shot here. I believe. Let me make sure that that's not a CTA.
you can break the sound barrier in Minecraft. To break the sound barrier, we have to go faster than 343 blocks per second. First, I tried using...
That's pretty cool, but has it been done? Break the sound barrier in Minecraft. Sound barrier, Minecraft. Bro broke the sound barrier. Seeing these search results, I'm thinking you got caught in the conflict radius. So always make sure that if you're doing something that's been done on YouTube, you have to have your own twist on it. Otherwise, you're going to get caught in the conflict radius of all the people that did this idea before. So let's see. Breaking the sound barrier in Minecraft mod. Let's look at shorts. Bro broke the sound barrier, 2.3 million. 1 minute of breaking the sound barrier, 10 million. Bro broke the sound barrier, 146K. Yeah, these are like, it's overdone, right? So you're doing something that's overdone. I really liked your hook on that, which made me think something else is at play here. And the variable is that it's overdone. It's just you're hitting the conflict radius. If you don't know what the conflict radius is, will have the link for you. Okay. Picer poop. One second here. Okay, here we go. Let me read this. I've got a few of these style shorts I whipped up last night about my stream that was 2 nights ago, and I'm wondering how I should be editing these shorts to make viewers be like, I have to stop and watch this throughout. Just make them curious. Gotta pose a question that needs answered by the end. My audience engagement and swipe past rate are my 2 struggles. Yeah, the struggle is making them curious. Like, I feel like when people get so stuck on these, they're looking at the wrong thing. Psychology. Although I know that they aren't the main reason why my shorts aren't doing incredibly after switching different styles of content, I feel like I could make these better. Okay. What is this game, bro? It's not a very strong text hook. It's just like, okay, what is this game, right? You're not making me curious about a specific thing that happens in this video, right? It's just, what is this game? You understand that you didn't really make me curious with that, right? Because that's the problem.
What have you been up to?
Hello there.
Is my man hitting a moonwalk on me?
That's why I said earlier, concrete hooks work the best. Like, make it about something specific, right? It always works.
What? What is bro doing? Buenas noches, amigo. Don't mind me. These feet won't stop moving, baby.
You got good potential, man. It's just about the hook, especially if something crazy happens here, okay? So this better have a good punchline, right? Something's got to happen.
Should I just shoot him now?
Okay, well, nothing happened. All right. So you start at the happening, the thing that happened that people are going to be curious about, work backwards to the beginning of the short, right? You have this big climactic moment. That's the end of your short. Now you go to the front of your short and you craft a text hook that hints at what will happen at the end, right? That's the best way I can put it. But you hint at what will happen. Like, What was the one? Bro spoke too soon or something like that, when you were very specific about your the arrogant thing or whatever we were talking about before. But if it said something like that cat came in clutch, well, that's how I would say it as a millennial. But however you said that cat, what that cat did saved me. However you say that as a Gen Z, right? Cat saved me, something like that. Now people are like, what cat? What am I waiting for? That's what I mean by concrete, right? So think about something, like find something funny that happens and work backwards from it. And that will be your ticket. Look at video feedback. You posted a lot. Which one you want me to look at? I got other creators to get to. The last one here.
She was drinking the gasoline. What am I playing? She's good to go.
Oh my god, her leg. What the fuck?
What?
Okay, so, like, all you gotta do... Okay, first of all, you have a solid potential hook here. But the problem is, you let it go, like, I can't believe what this girl's doing or whatever. All right, let's just say that's a shitty hook, but, like, I did not expect that or something like that. All right, now, what you didn't expect happens at the end when you walk out the door and she's drinking gasoline. There's your reaction. That's a climax, right? It's, like, not amazing, but that would be the end. But instead, you said she's drinking gasoline. What the fuck am I staying for then, right? Like, you led with the ending, you know what I mean? I would like the leg is clearly the visual hook to me, right? So I would start right here, editing wise, zoom in on the leg, maybe throw a circle on it, and then it's like the text hook is I should not have followed her. I shouldn't follow her or something like that. And then you do follow her, and it's like, oh my god, she's drinking gas, boom, right? That's a solid short. Bam. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, Dick. Moving on. Oh, wait, that's long form. Ba-ba-bow. Number 17. Command and Co. Let me read it first. My best performing short so far, but still not quite breaking the 2K mark. Okay. Slowly but surely getting better. Saw this idea on Hook Bomb, made my own version. Okay. Hook Bomb is one of our tools in the VIP. Hit him with the link. Perhaps just a little too long after the reveal. I've been trying to get longer shorts. I guess if you go longer, a small rehook before the big reveal. It just depends on the story. If there's something to rehook. Let's see.
Oh my god. Pistol. Let's go.
Okay, so, dude, you fucking nailed this, all right? You got it. You understood exactly what Hook Bomb was doing, what it was teaching you. You got the hook. You killed it. But the moment I saw you pick up the stick, it's like 8 seconds. I get the joke now, okay? So all the rest of that short, cut it out. As soon as I understand the joke, the punchline, I'm done, right? So the rest of it, like 10 seconds on, needs to go. That's the secret here, because people leave as soon as they understand the joke. That's it. Your hook here was kids today playing shooting games, and then there's this thing in the back of their mind. It's a versus, right? They're waiting on what the versus is. You nailed it. You nailed the versus hook. And so the moment that they understand this shooting with a stick, they're gone. And so what YouTube sees is 60% retention because they left, right? You gave the punchline and then you hoped that they would stay for the end, but people in the shorts feed, they don't do that. But you nailed it, dude. You killed it. And there are so many in Hook Bomb like that. The verses. I think a bunch of the verses were what I added last. Kids Today activity versus me as a kid activity. That was probably it. Yeah, dude, you fucking nailed it. Kids Today on computers. What was his? Me as a kid on the computer. Oh, Paint. I was thinking it would be like OG Warcraft or Diablo 1 or something. Yeah. Yeah, you nailed it. Right. How long did his go? Like 4 seconds. Oh, that was good. There was a little punchline there. Oh, that's why. Okay, so why did people stick around for his? He rehooked. Okay, he's painting. You got, oh wait, what's he doing now? He's doing something different. That's a rehook, right? He went to the fill, like, oh, something's coming again, right? So that is an effective rehook there. So an example of yours to rehook at that 10-second mark would be like you're holding a hose filling something up, right? People are wondering what's he filling up, right? Maybe you're like holding it back here and then you pull out Super Soaker and then that's the end of the short, right? That's it. That's a good rehook because you're making somebody curious about something. What happened at the end?
I got you first. Grenade.
That's good. I mean, I wish people would stick around for it. It was good, though. Okay. That was it, man. You fucking nailed it. Okie doke. Modestas. Bum.
Yesterday was boiling as fuck and I'm thirsty, but the plaster was in the kitchen and I have social anxiety, so I just can't walk in and say, hi, what's up, pour myself a drink and go about my business. Nah, I decide to wait for him to go upstairs. A couple of minutes pass and I don't hear much coming from the kitchen, so I decide to look through the kitchen keyhole and I see this guy having a break on his phone. 5 minutes later, I look again. He's having his fucking lunch. I'm dying of thirst. It's like 35 degrees outside. I don't have any air conditioning. All the windows are damn shut because the house is old. What the fuck? Eventually I hear him go upstairs and I'm like, great, finally I can pour myself a nice drink. Which is precisely when I start hearing footsteps coming downstairs. Yesterday...
Okay, all right. So, a couple things. First, I have to immediately understand the talking head, so I can't read a text hook at the same time. I kept trying to, but there was no way I could understand both. So you're gonna have, if you're jumping right into talking head story time, you definitely can't have that long of a text hook. I couldn't read it at all the whole time because you were constant, you know what I mean? And so text hooks work when there's breathing room at the beginning, when it's not a talking head typically. Like when dads do this, and it's like somebody filming their dad doing something, right? That's kind of how text hooks feel. But when you're doing a talking head like this, I can only pay attention to you, and like what I would focus on mostly is a good visual hook of some sort, because if you're going between you and then the things that you're showing, that's what I would show. And then you need to like cut out half this story. So there's a lot that here, let me.
It was boiling as fuck and I'm thirsty, but the plaster was in the kitchen and I have social anxiety.
What is a plaster?
Kitchen and I have social fuck and I'm thirsty, but the plaster was in.
I don't know what that is. So consider that people don't know what a plasterer is.
In the kitchen and I have social anxiety, so I just can't walk in and say, hi, what's up, pour myself a drink and go about my business. Nah, I decide to wait for him to go upstairs. A couple of minutes pass and I don't hear much coming from the kitchen, so I decide to look through the kitchen keyhole and I see this guy having a break on his phone. 5 minutes later, I look again. He's having his fucking lunch. I'm dying of thirst.
It's a good buildup of a story. It's just there are ways to shorten it. You can tell the same story, just make shorter sentences. Like however much you can cut out of this to make it a 20-second story, that's what I would do. And then I don't know if you say, which is precisely when blah blah blah. I don't know if you say that in real life, but it did not seem like a human wrote it.
A nice drink. Which is precisely when I start hearing footsteps coming downstairs.
But if it's something that you say a lot, then keep it. But yeah, so really that's it. I think the storytelling is solid. The text hook is is like an issue. If you can have more visuals where you're showing a situation, that'd be great. I know it's like not possible, but
But the plasterer's in the kitchen and I have social anxiety, so I just can't walk in and say, hi, what's up, pour myself a drink and go about my business. Nah, I decide to wait.
okay. Yeah. All right. So there's a couple things I would do, but your next thing is you need to shorten your stories. Okay. You're getting better at storytelling. And you did build it up and then you heard footsteps or something like it's a good punchline. Really, I think people will stick around for a shorter story on this. That's the best I can do right now without like getting too into the weeds of editing and shit like that. I have a problem with over teaching, and if I give you any more, I'm only gonna hurt you. Like I'm only gonna slow you down. You know what I mean? So yeah. All right, that's what I got there, and then number 19. Rock. Stayed to watch is 62%. Okay, let's see where they drop. No, I don't have much. Besides, like, honestly, I think what you'll find is when you're doing simulations, some of them resonate more than others. The reason I don't like this one is because I don't like the rainbow. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know what material it is. It doesn't interest me as much as some of the other stuff that I've seen you do. That's not something that I can tell you to follow a rule and you'll get it. It's something that you'll just find with experimenting. So like go to really popular ones and see what kind of, like, when I love when it's like nice clean marble and wood and metal, like those three things, it's just so nice, and stone sometimes, because especially the sound you can get with rolling stone. Yeah, so this, I just didn't quite know what I was experiencing, I guess. And using the weight as the build up, just know that half the world doesn't really understand. Well, at least most of the Americans don't get what the conversion there is. Okay, so something to keep in mind. I've seen a lot of people do the subdivision count. Magnet force, that makes sense to me, I guess. Let me look at your big one real quick. Oh yeah, faces, that's it. Yeah, subdividing. When the faces thing was like real big, I don't think it hurts to keep doing that, to play around and see what you can do. Yeah, cloth on metal. I like the cat. It's kind of cool. Yeah, none of these are like confusing like that one is, the rainbow one. I think as soon as, you know, it's weird. Appreciate the advice as always. You know, it's weird. As soon as I heard the sound hit, I became less interested. I don't know why that is, but I honestly think it has to do with the material of these things. And like, what's the best thing that could happen is that they all just fall down. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a little more curiosity to make there. Yeah. So I know I gave you a lot of stuff there. I would experiment with textures, PBR, materials, maybe not the weight, but like I need to see another sim channel to really get what they're doing. I don't know. Hold on. Blender simulations. This is 10 million. Oh yeah, soft body. Okay, so soft 25. This is easy to understand. I get it. It's almost like liquid, depending on the whatever the fuck it is. I'm trying to think of the word that's like syrup. You know what I mean? Man, there's a word. There's a word for it. Word for how thick liquid is. Viscosity, yeah. Don't use that, right? Use the word soft. That's what I'm saying. Delay, easy to understand. Accuracy, easy to understand. Softness, easy to understand. Yeah. That one's really, really interesting because it's like not something I've seen before, right? I'm wondering what's gonna happen. And so this one is really, really cool. How many views did that get? 9,000? Man. Oh, it's only 14 hours though. I think that's really interesting. I take it back. It's not as cool when it comes down so fast. Yeah. The more like visually confused I get, the worse they are. Ooh, maybe there's an AI versus situation. AI. AI. I would only do one, but whatever. Blender. Dude, if I were you, I would jump all over this. I would jump all over this format. People want to talk shit about AI so bad that they will always say, yeah, Blender killed it. And it honestly, it does. It's good at simulations. I would jump all over that format. That's what you should do. Okay, all right. That's it for the VIPs, for the VIPs. If you guys want live coaching 3 times a week with short form, long form, Q&As on Saturdays, join the VIPs, go to realcreator.community because we are real creators. There's a lot more than the coaching, as you'll see. I'll show you right here. You get a shitload of tools and you get to watch replays and all that stuff. Actually, you know what? I'll just show you the tools. Why not? And there's something special here that I want to talk about. Also, if you don't want to, you can still download a bunch of free shit. If you just go to attention.tools/free, you can get my book and overlay pack and Omega script and all this stuff. It's all free. Enjoy. But all of these will be locked until you join VIP. But one of my favorite things is JohnBot. I took all of my transcripts over my vidIQ content, my John Scott content, all of my live streams, all of my coaching calls, and I put it into a data set. It's not like ChatGPT, it's just like a John data set. And that's what JohnBot is. And so when I have JohnBot wrapped up into the tools, that's what he's judging content off of. So like Google and stuff doesn't get in the way of its data. I love it. So if you ever want to ask me anything, JohnBot is there to ask questions. He's very good at saying exactly what the fuck I say because he's basically me. Anyway, show the tool on a real vid/short, John. On a real vid/short. The tool. That book is the #1 seller. It sure is. Sure is. It's the only one. Hell yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. And here's the VIP area, which you can go and submit all your links here, and all your replays will be in this big old list. And there's some extra stuff. If you guys want to join, join. I recommend it. I will help you 3 times a week. Can you type in, how can I make an AI slop channel and ban you? No, he doesn't have the power to ban. Not in that tool. He has the power to ban in Discord, but he would just probably say it's not worth it. He would probably, I don't know, let's see what he says. Nah, you know what? Let's not. I don't have the time. Okay, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I got some things to edit, and yeah, I guess I will get that out of my face, and I guess I will catch you tomorrow. Because I'm just going to do another live stream. We're going to do more of these and be awesome like that. Okay? All right. Take her easy. Should I play some music? Let's play some music.
I know how you get like them sloppy.
Good times. Good times. Okay, I better edit this video. See you guys.